Hi everyone, this is Bryn. If it's not obvious by now, I'm going to tell you anyway. I love my GoPro Hero camera. Now since I've had the GoPro Hero, I've not really had any major problems with it. A few issues here and there, but they've been easily sorted out. But I do get a lot of feedback from people telling me about problems that they've been having with the camera. Things like freezing and locking up, not charging properly, switching off in the middle of data transfers, overheating, those sorts of things. Now, some of you will be aware that GoPro have released some firmware updates recently for the GoPro Hero 3 cameras. So today I went onto the GoPro support page and checked out some of this information which I've printed out here about the software releases. So firstly, for those of you who own the GoPro Hero 3 silver or white editions, there was a firmware update that was released on the 26th of March, and that was to do two things that it says here. Firstly, there was a feature enhancement that it now displays the software version upon power up. So the software version will show in the LCD screen when you turn the camera on. The second thing, which is pretty exciting, that there's a bug fix and it fixes minor freeze up issues. So if you've been having those problems and this fixes it, that's fantastic. For those of you who own the GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition, there was a firmware update that was released on the 3rd of April. Now, I knew about this and I wanted to check out what was included. So this is the only information that I could find at the moment, but there's no mention of any bug fixes, just feature enhancements. So I'll tell you what they are. Firstly, the software version is now available upon startup. The default startup mode of the camera is now 960p, 48 frames per second. Not really sure if that's a good idea or not, but that's a feature enhancement. Plus there's 3 new field of vision settings. These are all in ProTune. So if you use ProTune, that's great news. If not, it won't make much difference to you. Now, I'm hoping that this firmware update is actually going to fix some of those problems as well, and they just haven't documented it. But I was surprised to see that there was also another firmware version that was released on the 23rd of the 4th. So the version that was released on the 3rd of April was HD3 0302.37, and the one that was released on the 23rd of April was HD3 03.02.39. Now, why they've introduced another version 20 days later, I don't know. Why they didn't just combine them in one and release it together. But supposedly there is a feature enhancement. It's an audio clarity improvement, but also it mentions a fix. Now, it's for the one button mode problem, and by pressing and holding the power button during one button mode recording, that now powers off the camera. So for people who use one button mode, and I don't really use it very much, sometimes when I'm skiing, but for people who use one button mode a lot, and that have been having problems with that, that's going to be fantastic news for those guys. So as far as the other problems are concerned, I'm not really sure whether this fixes it or not. I'm really hoping that it does. So my suggestion is that if you've been having problems with the GoPro Hero 3, that you head over to GoPro.com and download and install the latest version of firmware, and hopefully that's going to fix your problem. I hope it does, and if it does, I'd really love you to come back again and leave some comments down below to let me and everyone else know that what's happened with the firmware update. So good luck, I hope it fixes it. This is Bryn, thanks for watching.